Good morning, YouTube. I'm back. It's been like 9 months since the last video, so welcome back to those that are still here, and welcome if you are new or have recently subscribed. I do appreciate it. Obviously, there is a lot to catch you up on, which I will do later on today. I've got a very busy day today, which is why I wanted to take you through today. But also, as you have probably seen on the title of this video, also, if you do follow me on Instagram, I obviously post a lot there. So if you don't already, go and follow me on Instagram. But yeah, if you do follow me on Instagram, you might have a good idea of what's gone on in the last 9 months. But yeah, today is going to be a bit of my day. I'll catch you up on everything later on. So basically this morning I've got client check-ins to do. Then I am going to go meet my friend Fran, and we're going to train at the new gym in Poole, BBL. So I thought I'd take you through a training session there, and then have a proper sit down catch up, because like I said, a lot of things have happened over the last 9 months. All pretty good stuff. Obviously there's a few things that haven't been so fantastic, but I will update you with everything, with the plan as well moving forwards, and hopefully keep these videos up a little bit more throughout this year, because we are now in a building phase, or off season as bodybuilders call it. So yeah, it'd be really good to take you through that. As I said in previous videos, I wanted to take you through that, but life has been pretty hectic, and I think in some of my previous videos I did say that my main focus moving into this year was business, and progressing with that, and making sure that I was focusing on my clients more so the bodybuilding side of stuff, because bodybuilding for me is my hobby, it's not my whole life. So I don't want that to always be the center of consumption, so always consuming everything, but it is obviously a very big part of my life. So there's that going on, and obviously a lot of business stuff, a lot of friends, family things as well. So I wanted to take you through all of that and have a proper sit down and catch you up on all of that. But for now, as you see my little bit of morning routine, it is the 16th of September today. I think my last video was the Amsterdam one, which was, yeah, like nine months ago. So I do apologise. Obviously a lot chubbier in the face since you last saw me, but doing good. So yeah, I will take you through some of my foods today. I'm not going to dedicate this to what I eat in a day sort of thing. It's more of a catch up where I'm at right now. And then we'll do some more videos as the months go on into the rest of this year, into next year. So I will catch you in a bit. So it's around 8:20 now. I'm going to do a few check-ins, and then I am going to leave to go and meet Fran around 9:30, because it's about half hour, 40-minute drive, and I'll take you through a session. Won't be too much in depth, just take you through it, and then when I'm back home later on, if I've got some time, I will sit down and go through all of the catch-up bits. So I'll catch you in a bit. Right guys, I am just making my pre-workout meal. I'm going to take a quick post-workout with me, so just banana, squares bar, and make up a protein shake. Then I'm just going to make my intra drink as well. So I use HydroFlow, I use EAAs and creatine. So I'm just going to make that up now, and then that's all done, ready to take with me. Excuse the hair, but we got pre-workout, 8 grams of oats, 80 grams of berries, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 30 grams of whey. So I'm gonna have this, leave in 10 minutes, and then I'll catch you at the gym. Hey you.
Get it up. Go. Ride it. Come on. Come on. I'm not touching you. I was like, if I was moving like 1 millisecond. Ride it. Wait. Come on. Come on.
Guys, I just got back from the gym. Bearing in mind I live in Southampton and the gym was in Poole, so it took about 40 minutes to get back home. 50 minutes to get back home. I'm going to have a shower. I need to crack on with some work really quickly. But I'm just having lunch. So my post-workout was on the way home. I had a banana, a Squares bar and 30 grams away. And then this is what I'm having for lunch. I'm going to leave the macros up on the screen as well, because you can have stuff like this and it still be really good. A lot of people are going to look at this and be like, oh, that's not bodybuilder. But it's really enjoyable to have things not always so like plain and boring, that can still fit into your calories and macros throughout the day. So I have a baguette, got some butter in there, ham, chicken and some smoked cheese. So I'm going to leave the calories and macros up on the screen as well, because yeah, I'm going to enjoy this and carry on with some work. Hi guys, it's now the next day, so it's Tuesday 17th of September. Yesterday just got really busy, so I forgot to go through like the talking update of the video. So I'm going to try and keep this as short and sweet as I possibly can, so that it's not really boring to watch. But there is, like I said, a few things that are very different this year. So first things first, you're probably all wondering, yes, I have changed coach. There is no negativity towards that at all. Basically, at the start of this year, I was really struggling with my health, still struggling with my health, but it's more manageable now. We're trying to find ways of being able to make it more manageable anyway. So I don't know if I mentioned it last year in enough detail, but if you do follow me on Instagram, you probably have kept up to date with those updates. Basically, 2 years ago was diagnosed potentially with endometriosis. So I get severe periods, and it's not just a period issue, and especially if you do live in the UK and you understand women's healthcare is not the best. So yeah, haven't had the most pleasant experience with the NHS and the doctors, unfortunately. This is ongoing since I was about 13, 14 years old. I've always suffered really badly, but obviously as the years go on, they get progressively worse. Now, during prep, they are more manageable because my periods, unfortunately, I do lose my periods towards the end of preps because of how much stress it is on your body. It is unfortunately a thing that most competitors do experience. Obviously, it's why it's not the most healthiest sport to do, but it is something that happens, unfortunately. And fortunately for me, it sounds quite negative, but when I don't have a period, I don't have the pain as much. I still unfortunately get like the symptoms and the issues around it. It's not just a period issue, especially if I do have endometriosis. So I find that my fatigue levels are really high. And at the start of this year and throughout this year, to be honest, it's been progressively getting a lot worse, a lot more consuming on my day-to-day life. I have really struggled to continue to train and have any kind of consistency with my training, my foods, my steps, all of the things you need to do as a bodybuilder. So it's been quite demoralising, to be honest, not being able to progress as much as I want to, and being a natural as well doesn't play in my favour, because I can't have any kind of like hormonal replacements and things like that. So it is an option, an avenue, but it's something I'm not willing to do as a natural competitor. So I am completely natural. I don't take anything other than creatine and my protein. So that's kind of something I've been managing throughout the year. So I did come away from coaching with Meg. I had about 2 weeks where I was trying to coach myself and trying to figure out what the hell was going on. And I ended up having a call with my brother's coach, Louis Blackmore. He's just been fantastic ever since, to be honest. So his approach is very different, and it does align with me a lot more. Very much more like basing on what I'm able to do and going with that kind of flow. Obviously, we have a baseline plan, and we've changed it quite a few times since I started with him in April, I believe. But the first things first we wanted to figure out was my bloods. So I had my bloods redone, and they all come back perfectly fine, obviously. If you have issues like this, if you have PCOS, endometriosis, there's another one that I can't pronounce as well, which I potentially may have. All of these things, they don't normally show up on blood tests because I am a healthy individual, so a majority of the stuff that would be classed as a negative through your blood test results is actually perfectly fine for me. So that was kind of ruled out. We wanted to rule out Hashimoto's disease and just make sure that my body was actually functioning correctly, basically. So from there, then we were testing my blood glucose, and my blood glucose was a little bit high. So that basically means that I was getting some insulin resistance, which basically means that my carbs weren't digesting the way they should be, which is why I was experiencing the lower energy side of things, because my carbs weren't giving me the energy that my body required from carbs. So what we did from there is add in a supplement called berberine, which is actually scientifically backed for people who do struggle with PCOS, endometriosis, any kind of insulin sensitivities. So if you also struggle, do your research obviously, but berberine is a really, really good supplement and something I actually suggest to my clients as well. So we incorporate that in. We looked across my supplements in terms of what I already take and whether they could be better in terms of like the absorbability in your body, so how they digest. So we changed my magnesium, we changed my omega-3 and those things that we have added in as well. And we basically just reduced the training frequency down as well. So I don't follow a split anymore. I do 2 uppers a week and 2 lowers a week if I am able to. So why I'm saying if I'm able to, obviously I don't have that consistent energy levels. I get really bad pain to the point where I cannot move, so I'm pretty much bed bound on those days. So it's just a case of like managing that, when I can train, where I can train. So to be honest, over the last few months, I said recently on my Instagram, I could have made loads more progress if I was able to have a bit more consistency, but unfortunately this year that's not been the case. So I have just been, some weeks I can only train twice, some weeks I've only trained once. And for example, last week I've trained my 4 full sessions. So it really is just taking it as and when I can. So yeah, there's no particular reason as to why I've changed coaches. It's just sometimes nicer to have a different outlook on things. And health has been like a massive like point first to sort out, because obviously there is no point me doing anything if I am not the healthiest I need to be. And it's a massive thing for my clients as well. Like I want to be a great example, and if I'm trying to help them with their health and I'm not doing that, then how can anyone take any advice of someone who's not doing something themselves? So yeah, health has been a massive thing. I've been back and forth from the doctors. Unfortunately, still haven't really had anything back from them. They have referred me to a gynecologist, but I haven't heard from it yet. So that's kind of good. That's what our protocol is at the moment, is get my health in a good place. I do need the surgery to diagnose me or remove any endo tissue or whatever I have going on, to be honest, because it's been 2 years since I've had like the scans, internal scans, ultrasounds and things like that. So it would be good to have a little bit more of a look over that. But at the moment, things are more manageable. They did put me on some prescription painkillers as well, which don't want to speak too soon, but fingers crossed have helped a little bit across my last cycle. So at the moment, it's just management tools and progressing where I can. I will compete again. I want to compete again. I have big goals that I want to aim for, but in terms of my mindset, I won't just compete for the sake of it. I want to come back and compete when I know full-heartedly that I have made enough progress to have like looked significantly different since the last time I competed. So I am still bodybuilding, technically in off season. So what we're going to do is just continue to build up my baseline foods for a moment, because at the start of the year, I was trying to diet, and this is where it was like getting a little bit difficult because my body wasn't responding very well. I wasn't losing body fat. I was losing some weight. I did lose a little bit of body fat. I did come down in terms of body weight, but it just wasn't as good as I knew I could have been. And then, yeah, this year's been great. Like, we went on a holiday, Joe proposed to me, so it's all been a bit crazy. But goal-wise, I am still looking to compete in the future. It's just making sure that my health is in a good place first. So good off-season. I haven't actually had a proper off-season yet. So I think I said that in my last video. I was excited to have a proper off-season. So the rest of this year, we're going to continue to build up potentially a diet phase at some point, just to bring things back down again. If my body does respond well, continue building, and then kind of navigate that conversation when and when I feel comfortable to do it, and when I feel like I've made enough progress, and when I have Louis' feedback that he would be happy for me to, well, not that it's like, not happy for me, but like also his feedback on like, yes, realistically, you've made enough progress, let's go for it. So that's the competing side of stuff. Life side of things, I have a lot of clients who want to compete. We're potential photo shoot next year as well, again, which will be really exciting. My brother has also competed this year, his first time competing, and he did brilliantly. He did men's physique, come 3rd out of 14, so that was absolutely fantastic. He actually competed, so we went back, obviously I'm not competing this year, I would have competed today, actually, last year. He competed in the Ben Hall where I won my show last year, so it was quite emotional being there for him a couple of weeks ago now. So that's all going on too this year, which is really exciting. And one of the biggest exciting things is I am now actually affiliated with Conte Sports. So the guys reached out to me, I think it was around about all of the same time, to be honest. It was a few months ago. They've been there 3 months now, been working with them 3 months. They said that they thought I would be a great fit in the team for their affiliate team, and I really align with all of their values. I really align with the team themselves. It's just been brilliant and really lovely to be part of a brand that actually cares and actually puts a lot of care and effort into their products as well, alongside the people that work with them. So that's been fantastic. So if you do want anything from Conte Sports, Amy10 for some discount. But that's around about it, to be honest, in the shortest 10 minutes of your lives listening to this. So what I'm going to do is just try and like record bits and bobs of off season, because it's a really difficult thing. So obviously you can't really see loads of progress happening in off season, so it's quite boring to watch, but I know people like to still watch the day-to-day stuff. But in an off season, that is where you make your progress. You can't make progress for stage if you don't dedicate yourself to an off season. But saying that, everyone has different approaches to their off season. For me, it's about enjoying life alongside bodybuilding. Like, bodybuilding is a hobby for me. It's not my whole life. It has a very big part of my life, and essentially a lot of my work is to do with it as well. I do coach, I coach people who want to do that, and I love to do that, but I also coach a lot of lifestyle clients. So I have to make sure my life aligns with my goals and my hobbies. So as much as that is part of it, it's not my whole life. So I'm not willing to dedicate my whole life to bodybuilding. I still like to enjoy seeing friends, family, and having that enjoyment around stuff. If I miss a few steps on one day, that's fine, because I've had a nice day out. Or, if I have to move training around because I want to go and see my family or go on a day out with my family, I would rather do that. But equally, that session will still get done at another point. So it's like finding that balance with it and finding the enjoyment in it as well, because the more you enjoy something, the more you will naturally progress in it anyway. So that's a little update from me. Lots of exciting things, to be honest. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is just continue to do these videos, but more so from a perspective of off season and where you make that progress. So yes, the prep is really fun and there's lots of updates like throughout it, and there's a lot of like exciting things that happen and how your body changes, but equally that also happens in off season as well. You just don't see it as much because you've got more body fat on you. So I would like to take you through this journey still, even though obviously I've had the first year of already like coming away from prep. I might do some like videos on like post-show thoughts, things like that, for questions and things that you guys might want to like hear from me, and for me to speak in more depth about. I'm really like hot on educating as well, so any questions around like education of things, like health, building muscle, losing body fat, any kind of questions that you have, what I'll do is I will put those on my Instagram story. So like I've said before, if you don't follow me on Instagram, go over to my Instagram and follow me on there, and I'll put question boxes on there so that you guys can ask me questions, and then I can do it through videos alongside like my day-to-day as well, so it's not just like the same stuff every single day. So yeah, my next video I'll do like a what I'm eating right now, what training looks like, and things like that. But for this is just sort of like a comeback ramble. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to film any more of my day-to-day because I don't really have loads on today. But I'll just leave this talking section here because I feel like that's enough of an update for now. Guys, I'm going to end the video here because nothing exciting is happening today. I'm just sat on the sofa doing some work. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching and clicking onto this video. Hopefully I will bring you more in the next few months, next few weeks to come, a little bit more of an update on how things are going and how to approach off season, and continue to log the rest of the future in terms of plans for bodybuilding. So thank you again, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, go and follow me on Instagram so you can answer any questions that I put up in question boxes, so I can do some more videos on educational based things, and answering some more questions that are more specific to you guys and what you want to hear. And yeah, I will catch you in the next video.